As the Battle Royale and first-person shooter genres dominate in the games being made and watched, I'd like to give a nod to the games that paved the way for those genres to emerge. If you haven't already read the title, I'm talking about platformers. One of the most obvious ones of these is the original Mario Bros, and it blew my mind when I played it. Simple controls, fun level design, and a good difficulty increase? Sign me up. The concept on getting from point A to point B is exactly what this game genre is based around, and there have been tons of variations ever since. The 3D era also incentivized collectibles and were able to design them around difficult platforming tasks. Whether it's 2D or 3D, platformer games have always held a special place in my heart, and this video is about my favorite games in that genre. Here are the rules for this video. First, I'm only going to mention individual games here. Certain game franchises will appear more than once, but they are very different in my mind. Second, you won't see any Sony platformers on this list. Crash Bandicoot, Sly Cooper, etc. Only because I've never played these games. I didn't own these consoles growing up or knew anyone who had the games if they owned the console. They're still on my list to try out though. And again, this is just my opinion, so don't be offended if your favorite platformer didn't make the list. Without further ado, let's begin. ToeJam and Earl, Panic on Funkotron. Starting off this list is an odd one for sure, but one that kept me laughing when I was playing it. In this game, you find the kids hiding in the world, capture them, and send them back to Earth. Yep, that's the idea behind this game. Sure, the idea is strange, but is it any more strange than a plumber hopping into magic paintings to get stars? Honestly, it really is, but anyway, look, the game is really fun if you have a friend playing too. The worlds all have a unique feel to them, and the controls don't take long to figure out. There really isn't anything too difficult about this game, and it definitely makes for a fun time. Conkers Bad Fur Day. As much as I just wanted to put here saying the general rare platformers, I did make a rule about this top 10 being game specific. Many of you will probably say this game looks terrible, but to me, they're still as gorgeous when I first laid eyes on them. Even though I didn't know the company Rare back then, their games defined my childhood. I did miss out on a couple though, and this was one of them that it was probably a good thing that I waited a while to play it. That being said, the dialogue is hilarious, the characters are hilarious, and the gameplay is very enjoyable. I like it not because of its controls, because they can be janky, but instead because of the situations the game puts you in. It's a game unlike any other one I've played, and it makes for a great change of pace. Shout out to Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo, because they were really close to making the list as well. Number 8 is I Wanna Be the Guy. I didn't know why this game was so satisfying to play, but it just was. The game has been called a glitchy mess and an attempt to troll the player by the developer, but I had a great time playing it. It kept you on your feet and never let you relax for a second. Michael O'Reilly said that this game was inspired by the games he played in his youth, and their influences are very obvious considering that there's easy connections to make between Castlevania and Super Mario World. I ended up getting this friend in high school by a friend of mine who somehow had every game you can think of. By the way, if you're ever watching this, Alex, you're the real MVP. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but I loved how perfect you had to be in it. One little mistake and it's back to square one. The controls were fine, but to beat this game, you're gonna feel like a speedrunner. Oh, and there's a Mike Tyson boss. Enough said. Sonic Adventure 2. Holy crap, this game made me feel fast. I know what the reviews for this game say, and I couldn't care less. This is the style of 3D Sonic that I love, and I wish that they still made. Thanks Sonic 06 for ruining that. The running sections were amazing, and I loved the hunt for the Master Emerald pieces. The shooter levels I didn't like as much, but it was probably because young me only wanted Sonic and Shadow levels. There were definitely glitches, but this game gave me a feeling that modern 3D Sonic just doesn't do, and that's going fast. I still enjoy many of the newer 3D Sonic games, like Sonic Colors and Generations, but I prefer this style of 3D Sonic in Adventure 2 a lot more. Also, my Chow Rocky could kick your Chow's ass. Super Mario Bros. 3. Those of you who've seen our podcast know how much I adore this game. It was one of the first games I remember beating, and I'm still shocked that I was able to beat it at such a young age. The first world lets you have time to figure out the mechanics and power-ups, with more of them coming in later worlds. And then you get to the giant world where you're facing Goombas 4 times the size of you. That's awesome. Each world made me excited for the next, and the options to choose each stage were amazing. Again, this isn't revolutionary, but back in the day, it was pretty awesome. Add on a couple of secret paths, and you have another great addition to the Mario Bros. Dynasty. I still hate that angry sun though. Coming up at number 5 is Sonic 2. Yep, it's another Sonic game. Now before you go yelling, I did give you a fair warning. As a kid, Chemical Plant was impossible. That drowning sound, which you probably know what I'm talking about, still scares me more than you would think. My heart rate goes up faster when that music starts than any of the jump scares in Outlast. That just shows how much of an emotional attachment this game has to me. The atmosphere, music, and special stages all mixed together for a great experience taking down Dr. Robotnik. Oh, and Tails is there too, I guess. So that makes the game better, right? Number 4 is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, one of the games we actually finished for the channel. I gushed about how much I liked this game then, and it hasn't changed since replaying it for the channel. Exploring Bikini Bottom always amazed me. I wanted to know what the SpongeBob universe looked like since I started watching the show, and now I get to discover every area, and I get to play as Patrick and Sandy. All of that created a unique platforming experience that was completely new to me, especially in the unique areas. My favorite of these was easily Sand Mountain and the Mermalayer. The graphics might not have been revolutionary, and the platforming can be odd at parts, but the game screamed fun, and the humor never stopped. Are you surprised to see this one? Probably not, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. As a platformer, this game succeeds easily. The controls are tight, and the new mechanics per each level create a gradual difficulty increase while still keeping you on your feet. The art style is unique and fun. The dialogue had me feeling every single kind of emotion that you can imagine. What this game does story-wise shows it goes above and beyond what you would expect this game to be on the surface. It pains me to see that people will not be interested in this game because they aren't fans of the brutal platforming genre. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everyone should play and finish this game. This game was made with an immense amount of love, and you can easily see it when playing. It is very strange to put this above Sonic 2, but I did it for a couple of reasons. Even though nostalgia favors Sonic 2, Sonic Mania incorporated everything amazing about the 2D platformers while also adding new content while seeming familiar and new at the same time. I wouldn't almost have beaten this game 3 times otherwise if I didn't feel this way. The stages were designed extremely well, with nods back to the originals and new mechanics. This game solidified what I was already thinking, and that was that 2D Sonic can still innovate. Look at the boss fights too. The Mean Bean Machine was super fun, but I'm talking about when Dr. Robotnik is in the water of Hydro City or Hydrocity Zone, whatever you call it, and the fight was basically flipped from Sonic 3? That's genius! Sonic Mania took what I loved about 2D Sonic, reimagined it, and discovered a completely new game without losing any of the charm associated with the originals. Sonic Team, take notes, because we want Sonic Mania too. Number 1 on this list is Super Mario Odyssey. And honestly, it's probably a new top 5 game for me too. And loving this game, man, I gotta say that's an understatement. I wouldn't have done all the coin grinding, forcing my friends Pat, Sam, and Scott to play it, do a race on this channel, and complete the damn thing if I didn't love every second of it. Cappy was an amazing companion to have as well. It was a solid 9 out of 10 for me, the whole way through the game. But that final sequence shot that up to a 10 out of 10 or even higher. It gets me nostalgic still listening to that music. I loved all the transformations, the crazy outfits Mario can wear. By the way, the Metal Mario one's the best. It's just my opinion, but anyway. The Koopa races, souvenirs. Alright, I'm gonna stop there and just say everything. I loved everything about it. This game made me lose so much sleep because I kept telling myself, one more moon and I'll be done for the day. This makes me super excited to see what will come after it. I would be fine with a Mario Odyssey too. Either way, I'm just super excited to see what platformers will come after it. I hope you enjoyed this list. If you have any comments about it, or say I should probably play some other games that I didn't play yet, like Ratchet and Clank, please let me know which ones, because I'll get on those right away, and maybe update this list. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and have a good one.